real issues, real talk.
You have got to get up pretty early to go do something. We are the Alternative Dig Talk. With our mobile studios, we are redefining TV presentation just as technology is setting the pace. We are blending our approach with fresh, perspectively designed breakfast show, The Mighty Drive, informative and entertainment show, exclusive and live interviews.
We President Museveni wadde juzi namulaba apima akawunga kilo 2 tasobola kalya nini bwaba alya kilo 5 oyannema okuliisa eggwanga ne bwe limundekera.
Njagala kwebaza the Alternative Dig Talk etuwadde kano ka Mighty Drive era n'abatuwuliriza bonna abali ku mikutu njagala basaba mugendo maaso n'okuwuliriza.
All given to you just a click away on your phone, tablet, laptop and smart TVs as we are streaming live on our social media platforms, on the road and on the go. We are the Alternative Dig Talk.
Have you read a book that makes you want to shout the title from a rooftop? If you haven't, then here is that book. The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and Government by retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. Renowned Kenyan jurist and panelist Professor P.L. Olumumba and many other amazing speakers will grace the event. Do not miss the book launch on March 26th, 2021, 2 p.m. at Imperial Royal Hotel. The ticket comes with a book, all this at just 200,000 shillings. Call 0702 9000 76 or 0783 04 7785 to get the book or follow up on the launch. This event is organized by Alternative Digital in partnership with retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Have you held a peaceful demonstration by holding a placard or won a shot communicating about injustices? Is it a speech about rights? Are they for women, children, youths, people with disabilities, elderly, environmental or lands? Do you know you're a human rights defender? Are you threatened, harassed, intimidated, illegally arrested, detained, tortured or imprisoned as a result of defending rights? If you have experienced any of the forementioned, please reach out to National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders Uganda for assistance on their toll-free number 0800 100 250 or visit their offices located in Ntinda, Kampala, Semawata Road. Defending rights is constitutional. Please don't shy away.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Dr. Lina Zedriga, Deputy President genda maaso mu NUP nakitambula kitya ya eggwanga liraba atya lwaki emisango bagijjayo nga webagizaawo ate bagijjayo lwaki tebakkiriza mu judicial system ya Uganda nga buli kimu tugenda kuba tubyogerako naye nga sineyongera mu maaso munzikirize nsooke njagalize omukyala Elizabeth Musitwa nkola naye wano ku Alternative Digital happy birthday ne Jeremiah our director wano wenyini naye leero yatuvuze Jeremiah njagala okubangaliza a happy birthday from the entire alternative team nange kenyini nga Edgar Mathew Karuhanga njagala okubangaliza amazaalibwa amalungi bannange mweyongera okukula mukama ayongera okubasuusa mu buli kimu kyemunaba mukola naye nga nabagambe tulisaidiza wano eggayaza nga tutambula tugenda kuba nga tumitinga omukyala Dr. Lina Zedriga agenda kubeera ye guest waffe wa today tugenda okuba nga tutambula era ndowooza katuyingira mu bigenda maaso naye tugenda kwogera ku bigenda maaso mu ggwanga lya Uganda kuba amazima ddala tewali kyamaanyi kikoze mawulire mangi okujjako okubajjukiza nti nno tulina a book launch ennaku z'omwezi 26 omwezi oguno gwennyini gwe tulimu we are just counting days I think I'm remaining with 19 days to go so I think 19 or no 23 days to go because it's third so on the 26th yes tuine na kwa 23 okubanga tugenda kubanga tu launching akatabo ka Justice George Wilson Kanyehamba kagenda kubeerawo tugenda ka launching ku Imperial Royal enaku z'omwezi 26 tickets zigendera emitwalo 2 kuliko akatabo kuliko kyonanywa kuliko ne buli kimu nga wona yiga tuina panelists bangi tuina guest speaker PLO Lumumba okuva Kenya then tuina guest chief guest deputy speaker of parliament Jacob Olanya tulina amama mbabazi agenda kubera kuba panelists tulina aba guests bangi nnyo bagenda kubanga bali naffe ku lunaku lw'omwezi 26 omwezi guno gwennyini mwaka guno gwennyini ku Imperial Royal tugenda kubeerawo nga tulaunchinga akatabo ka Justice George Wilson Kanyehamba please get in touch because omanyi tuli mu covid time so tickets zigwawo mangu the first come the tugenda okusooka nga tuwa ndoza katulukeko ku mawuli agagenda maaso waweru w'eggwanga bannange Africa is bleeding wentandikira okwogera kino ntandikira ku a very sad note Africa is bleeding wetwogera Ethiopia has lost many lives juke ekigenda maaso mu Ethiopia waliyo ekintu kye bayita power struggle nti ziri government ibiri waliyo government ya Tigray eri mu Eastern Ethiopia waliyo ne main government ya Addis Ababa ebadde etwala eggwanga lyonna naye otwogerera kati nga Abatigray baali bafunamu obutakkaanya ne ba Ethiopian main government era okuva olwo tubadde tulaba obutabanguko bungi obubadde musaidiza mu ggwanga lino erya Ethiopia naddala mu Eastern region ey'aba Tigray oba the Tigrays omba ojjukirako oba wasomako Ethiopian history olwo bino ebintu obimanyi aba Tigray mulimu races nyingi eziri mu Ethiopia by the way Ethiopia for your point of information is one of the biggest countries not only in Africa but among the world mu nsi esingayo obunene mu nsi muno ne Ethiopia bagibala Ethiopia is a very large country in a different ethnics in a different religions bakkiririzaamu so Abatigray bali mu Eastern Ethiopia babadde tebakkiriziganya na government eno eriko babadde tebakkiriziganya nayo yadde n'akatono so mweyo power struggle yenyini batandise bava mu bifo byebabawa mu main government ne basooka baddayo ewaabwe Tigray nga bagamba waliwo ebintu ebirina okukyusibwa okubanga baddamu okukwatagana ne main government kati because of this main government yagamba tegenda kuwuliriza kintu kyonna yakola invasion ne invading the eastern region of Ethiopia, the Tigray region. Naye ekiri bannange hundreds of thousands of people have been killed. Abantu jona yadde ndaba CNN investigation gye bakoze mu Ethiopia muno bannange wetwogereranga abantu ababundabunda refugees in their own country bawera 5 million Tigrays. Ate nga bagamba ekiriwo nti waliwo ekintu kye bayita genocide oba wakiwulyako wamanya ekyali ekitta abantu mu Rwanda. A genocide is a mass killing of people. Abantu babeera bangi ababeera battiddwa so omu si babiri si basatu. We are talking about hundreds and thousands of people of innocent Ethiopians are being killed, civilians at that. Ondozo mpulira ekigenda maaso mu Ethiopia kibi nnyo nnyo naye gavumenti yevuddeyo negamba yakola invasion just making sure nti keeping a peace in the eastern side of Ethiopia, that is the Tigray region. Naye nga ekiri ku ground olaba investigation CNN gye yakoze, this is a very deep investigation. It is showing people who have been massacred. Boto abantu babatabusi bannange mu Ethiopia. Ekigenda mas I never thought Africa would go back to those dark days. As ennaku ezirimu okufa kw'abantu nedda. In an African continent, we've been known because of this, of bloodshed, because of war. But we've moved on. This is the 21st century, for crying out loud. Now, as we're speaking right now, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Ethiopians, innocent civilians, have been killed. Abantu abawunda bali mu nyonya wetwogeranga main government yaganye okukkiriza abadagala, yaganye okukkiriza food relief. Tewali go bakkiriza kuyingira Tigray region apart from the soldiers themselves. Abasoldier ba main government ya Addis Ababa. So wetwogeranga in the eastern region of Ethiopia there is a lot of bloodshed, and it is said that it is now more than bloodshed, but it is even genocide. They've killed over many people. And by the way, it is not the soldiers of Ethiopia that are doing this. The Ethiopian government brought in the Eritrean elite. Aba soldiers akuva mu ggwanga eririnanyewo erya Eritrea be bali mu kutabangula eastern region ey'aba Tigray, be bali mu kutta bussa abantu we batyo. Naye nga government ya Ethiopia evuddeyo neyeegaana negamba teri kyamaanyi kiriyo, just we deployed the soldiers there to keep peace. Naye nga amazima we bagamba mbu waliwo peace, it is just death and death. It was rumored that bagala ku eliminating the Tigrays, bagala ku eliminating a whole race. This is just a rumor. It is not something that is really we don't have concrete evidence about this, but reports coming out zigamambu, you know what, they're trying to eliminate the Tigrays because the Tigrays have always been having challenges in the main government. Abatigwe badde nnyo ne power struggles ezo. Ndoza emabega ko bali bayomba ne balwana ne rectifying ne bafuna consensus, then ne baberanga bali mu government yemu ne main government ya Addis Ababa. Naye kati ba falling out. By the president aliko ya working ako ne Batigres bana bali mukutta. Ne ba ministers okuja ko ba retreat ne baddaye wabwe. So ekiri mu Tigre banange bana Uganda abali eyo na buli andaba ku the alternative ne kwa ku Mighty Drive banange musabire gwangala Ethiopia kubanga power struggle ya manyi. Ngai nabagambe ino program echali the Mighty Drive amanyanze Edgar Mathew Karuhanga kubanga nkuwereze dakika 14 zezakaita kusawa emulero to expecting that Dr. Lina Zedriga ye deputy principal wa National Unity Platform. Ndoza otundukako mubiri ebigende maso mu Ethiopia katugendeko ne mu Chad ngayo mumanyi wa president Yaya Idris Dilo president wa baba abafuzi okumala emyaka kati kigenda wene emyaka 3 mu 31 years in power. Naye twogerera allegations zivuddeyo okuva ewa opposition president wabwe oba masha opposition Yaya Dilo avuddeyo n'agamba mbuna amazima ddala basse mukyala we basse n'omwana we omu bakoze raid ku maka gono opposition president wa Chad yali mu opposition yaabwe bayingidde amaka ge ne batugumbula abantu ababadde mujukira. By the way, Chad is going to have an election mu April mu bagenda kuba holding an election. Naye omwami Yaya omwami Marshal Idris abadde akyali president wa Chad abadde amazeko emyaka 3 kati waliwo omulenzi ono omupya abadde azija charismatic opposition leader, naye wetwogereranga maama we ye yatiddwa ne mutabani we babasenga bakola raid ku makage ne bana bino ebintu byewuunya in African setting. Why is it that if somebody is on the opposition side, he looks like an enemy to you? I don't believe because somebody is on the opposition, you should kill his mother. No, there are some things not fair. You know, we don't believe in the same ideology and principles. Naye waliwo ebintu ebimu bye tulina okweyigiriza mbu wadde tokkiriza mu ideology ye ne principle ye naye tekyetaaga ate osukewo. Tubirabe wano mawanga mangi aga Africa opposition babakuba nnyo babayisiza nnyo. Nozano Kyagulanyi twamulaba mu ggwanga laffe lino lyennyini erya Uganda, Kyagulanyi Sentamu bamuyisa bubi bamukuba paper spray bakola buli kimu. Naye bino ebintu tebirina kukolebwa. Omuntu ono opposition leader gwoba okinywa bwoti naye alina following emukkiririzaamu. Because if 3 million people can vote for an individual, that means he has a very huge following. But when you go not Tamama way, the mother, then not Tani Mutabani way, it is something that is really ashaming, not only to Chad as a country, but to Africa as a continent. Because Uganda, you come that is just burying our head in the sand. Sometimes you have to look at these things, these principles. Condemning as a journalist, condemning a mu Ethiopia condemning ekita okutibwa kwa opposition leader mama we ne mutabani we okuva mu Chad omwami Yaya Dino ekyo nakyo with stronger rebuke nchiridi kuingira sichikiririzaamu era nze nzikiriza mu ggwanga nga if we have a consensus, if we can talk as Africans, there are some things we don't really need to do because of power. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to root this earth. The people who are going to harvest this earth, I think they're those that are going to come 1,000 years from now. Because all of us at the end of the day, from the dust where we came from, it is where we return. All of us bine bintu byensi banange bireme kutumalamu bireke kutukozesa bintu byansonyi nange ekyo kyekigenda maaso mu Chad opposition leader Yaya Dino bamutidde omutabani we n'omwana we. So it's katusabe emyoyo gyabwe bagiramuze kisa era mukama abakwatibweko mu eyo time naye nekigenda maaso mu Myanmar is the new name for Burma was the old name. Myanmar is a country area of Middle East naye twalaba a lot of power struggle ebadde egenda maaso mu Myanmar era wetwogerera nga omukyala yali president wa Myanmar bamu aligninze mu court naye era obimanyi tebakozeseza like live footage oba tebamulabe live naye yabadde ku Zoom webakoledde trial yebamuteekako n'emisango mingi inciting violence n'emisango mingi bannange ekigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga erya Myanmar power struggles nyingi ezigenda mu maaso so yes nga wetwogerera bamu aligninze abantu bamulabe basanyuseeko so ebyo bigenda maaso mu Myanmar oba mu Burma power struggles is everywhere. I don't know what has happened in this 21st century. Abantu bangi bintu bingi bigenda maaso mu nsi yonna eno twajjirwa covid we ageze ate tulabe bingi bigenda maaso era nga tukyali wano ku lukalu lwa Africa ndooza waliwo DRC Congo wachaliyo power struggle wakati wa Joseph Kabila ne Felix Tshisekedi so nawo bingi bigenda maaso mu DRC Congo yennyini tujja kubanga tubibawa ndooza katugendeko omukuumula kwetukomawo tugenda kukomawo n'omukyala ne deputy principal wa National Unity Platform bamuyita Dr. Lina Zedriga agenda kuba tudde wano yennyini wendi nga tuli ne Farida nga tubyogerako nga twogera ki ekigenda maaso mu NUP era na buli kimu kyemwetaaga okumanya mu kampo eyo. From the entire alternative team, let's go for a short commercial break. This is the Mighty Drive. All right,
How is everybody?
The Alternative Dig
Are
Talk.
those my books?
Real issues. Real talk.
Young man to take them home instead.
Have you read a book that makes you want to shout the title from a rooftop? If you haven't,
Anyway,
then
if he has
here
gone,
is
you
that
bring
book,
it here.
The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and Government by retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba.
Thank you very much.
Renowned Kenyan jurist and panelist Professor P.L. Olumumba and many other amazing speakers will grace the event.
We're coming back.
Do not miss the book launch on March 26, 2021, 2 p.m. at Imperial Royal. The ticket comes with the book. All this at just 200,000 shillings. Call 0702
We shall not stream live here.
9076
You know the other day
or
when we streamed,
0783 04 7785 to get the book or follow up on the launch. This event is organized by Alternative Digital in partnership with retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. Have you held a peaceful demonstration by holding a placard or won a shot communicating about injustices? Is it a speech about rights? Are they for women, children, youths, people with disabilities, elderly, environmental or lands? Do you know you're a human rights defender? Are you threatened, harassed, intimidated, illegally arrested, detained, tortured or imprisoned as a result of defending rights? If you have experienced any of the aforementioned, please reach out to National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders Uganda for assistance on their toll-free number 0800 100 250 or visit their offices located in Ntinda, Kampala, Semawata Road. Defending rights is constitutional. Please don't shy away.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
You have got to get up pretty early to go do something. We are the Alternative Dig Talk. With our mobile studios, we are redefining TV presentation just as technology is setting the pace. We are blending our approach with fresh, perspectively designed breakfast show, The Mighty Drive, informative and entertainment show, exclusive and live interviews.
We President Museveni wadde juzi namulaba apima akawunga kilo 2 tasobola kalya nini bwaba alya kilo 5 oyannema okuliisa eggwanga ne bwe limundekera.
Njagala kwebaza the Alternative Digital etuwadde kano ka Mighty Drive era n'abatuwuliriza bonna abali ku mikutu njagala basaba mugenda mu maaso n'okuwuliriza.
All given to you just a click away on your phone, tablet, laptop and smart TVs as we are streaming live on our social media platforms, on the road and on the go. We are the Alternative Dig Talk.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Olunaku lwakusatu ennaku z'omwezi 3 omwaka 2021 tuli mu mwezi gwa kusatu. Munnange omwaka gutambudde gwe yasetingayo new year goals or targets or resolutions. Munnange kekadde otetenkanye olabe kubanga gwo omwaka gutambulira ddala. A very good morning to you all that is watching us from wherever you are, be it Uganda, USA, UAE, you people. Thank you very much for watching us every day, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Farida Bikobere is my name. I am working with Edgar, Mathew, Karuhanga, and our guest today is Dr. Lina Zedriga. We are going to be talking a lot of things, politics, withdrawal of the petition, the kidnaps all over the country, the minister's refusal to attend the parliament, over some kidnaps that are going on. They were summoned and they didn't attend. So we are going to be talking a lot of things. You hasn't joined us, go to your Facebook account, search engine code the Alternative Uganda, like the page and follow us. Ogenda kubangate yotufuna bulungi nnyo. In your comment section, type your question. Ngenda kubangate nchisoma and our guest will be answering to all your questions. So tubasaba busabe mwanguweko. The page is the Alternative Uganda on Facebook and on YouTube. Karuhanga wasuze otya?
Nasuze bulungi, wasuze otya Farida?
Nasuze bulungi.
Obulamu buli butya?
Si bubi, alhamdulillah, mukama kyankumye.
Kirungi wannange. It's good to know that you're okay.
Today, tuziza on purpose to balance. Luli tries to balance in the balloon. This time round, I wanted you to be in the middle.
Of the two ladies.
Of the two ladies.
Oh, that is an honor for me to be in the middle of the two ladies.
So you might welcome our guest.
Of course.
In the
ladies and gentlemen, as I informed you earlier that we are going to be having Dr. Lina Zedriga. She's the Deputy President of the National Unity Platform. Yes, the lead opposition party in Uganda right now. Dr. Lina Zedriga, she's already seated here on my left, and I would love to just thank you so much, Dr. Lina, for joining us today. And the last time it was a fruitful and yet insightful and provoking. I didn't want to use that word. Yes. So.
We are in a political labor ward. So if there's labor, there's labor.
Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Let us start up.
3 weeks after.
That is what I was even going to talk about. The 3 weeks ago, we were told that your Facebook page was taken down because of these particular engagements that we had here.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers what happened to you.
Yeah, good morning. Nimefokingoni mwasuze mutia. Uchoni ninya. Habari ya asubuhi.
Yes.
I am very, very honored and humbled. I don't take this for granted.
Yes.
That of all the people, immediately after 3 weeks,
Yes.
because of the viewers, because of the demands,
Yes.
I have been honored.
Okay.
Recalled.
Okay. Of course.
And yeah, that was a recall, and
Yeah, it was a
thank you
recall.
so much.
Mm.
Yes,
Yes.
when we had that very fruitful, emotional, sparking conversation, and I
Yes.
thank you so much. I like it when people provoke, you know, you incite the thinking. My Facebook was taken down for 6 days. They said it is because I was doing some suspicious activities. But there was nothing. You know, I'm not even a Facebook person. Yeah, I'm not.
No, how did they know that it was suspicious activity?
I don't know, because you streamed it live.
Yes,
remember?
yes,
So
yes,
immediately after that,
They took it
They
down.
took it down.
So, but it's now recovered, it's okay?
It is back.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, that is very good to know.
Today we will not stream live on your page.
Yes.
No problem.
So,
Can you
doctor,
also stream live?
They will still take it down.
They will.
This
the
time-
NUP,
this time we will
members
be for
have a
6
strong
months.
heart. Many people will be like, no streaming again, they took down my page. But for you, it's
we
okay.
can stream it and see. We take Facebook on.
It's okay, doctor. We'll be connecting it, we're connecting your
Online.
Facebook soon.
Okay.
Yes. So, doctor, what has been happening in the National Unity Platform? How are you guys doing? How is your principal? How is the Eddie Mutwe, the Nubian Liz, who have up to now not been given bail? How is the NUP going,
Yeah,
doctor?
thank you so much. I
Yes,
just
doctor.
came back from northern Uganda because of this digital. This is how serious
Wow.
I came back.
Oh,
Remember,
we
after that, immediately I left. I was
Yeah,
out
yes.
now. You know, the number of things happening.
Yes, doctor.
Still some abductions, threats, and enticements. We want to buy you to the candidates, to the polling agents. So a lot is happening.
Yes, doctor.
Up north from Karamoja to West Nile. I will also be going back just to give people reassurance. And there's just before the elections, there was that directive that NUP should not exist anymore anywhere. We are going to make sure the deployments, which were signed by the chairperson of the NRM, was that we do not want to have anything called NUP in northern Uganda. So they went very little. Yeah, they went very little. It was there. Why? So the threats are real. There's also the enticement of buying and stuff.
Yes.
To make sure that you
You keep
National
quiet.
Unity Party, even people wearing red.
Yes, by the way.
It has become, in fact, that
has
guy
become
dancing
criminal.
outside there, yeah, it has become criminal.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my red because it is dirty. I'm
Yes.
always in my red
Yes.
because nobody is going to intimidate me into things like that. So, of course, Kampala, the western and also central region, western region, and eastern. We are 4 vice presidents.
Yes.
Yes, and you should host all
Per
of us
region,
one.
yeah.
Yes.
I really need
So a
to.
lot is happening.
Yes, doctor.
Those of Eddie Mutwe, of course, I'm one of the sureties.
Yes.
When we applied for their
For their
release,
bail.
the bail application in the military court martial.
Yes.
The other 13 were released, but the 36
Still.
obviously Eddie Mutwe, Kampala, that's Lukman, they are still inside. But of course, the
Yes.
legal team has gone ahead also to the High Court of Uganda. We are not going to sleep until all of them are out, regain their freedom, because these are trumped up charges. They're in very high spirits. Of course, you cannot be in high spirits when you are a prisoner of conscience. You know you've not committed the crime. It is it's challenging.
Yes.
It's very painful in our situation, but we're moving on.
But
the resilience is real.
Doctor,
Yes.
but these gentlemen have not been given any particular case. Nothing has been aligned to them. No case, no nothing. Why is it that they've not yet let them be up to now? Because there's no case they have against them.
There's a charge of them being in possession of one gun which was found somewhere in Makere Rechievul or something. It is it's so lame. They are just doing it to hold them and also, you know, bring them to military court. So that is the charge they read, and finding them in possession of ammunition and stuff. So of course we know.
Yes.
In dictatorships, that's what happens. They plant evidence.
It was even happened.
I'm also out on bail.
Yes.
Yes, I am out on bail next week. I'll be going to report in court. Also trumped up charges of intentionally spreading COVID. Yes, I have
is that in the law? Is that in the law? I've never heard of such a claim.
Yeah, is this SOP, whatever.
These days, you know.
My child, 6 of us were charged of
intentionally spreading COVID.
It's amazing. Not only in the not being in the law, I was arrested by military men in military uniform. I was incarcerated with the men. With the
I
men.
remember, by the way,
So
you're the
that
only
was
lady.
not in the law.
It is not even
It
in
is
the law.
not. So that's what I call the panic button.
Yes.
And my charge originally, when we were arrested, I asked, but you need to tell me why you are arresting me, and also you read me my rights.
Yes.
Then this man said, please keep quiet. We are arresting you to keep you alive. Is there an offense like that? No. So this is how we have degenerated in human rights.
If they suspect you are about to cause danger to your own self, the government, of course, will take its mandate of protecting you.
We were ordered to shoot you on sight.
Oh.
Yes, we were ordered to shoot you on sight.
So them
But we are
arresting
just
you.
Trying,
So they are helping.
They are helping
like
you
how they
to
say they are helping the journalists by beating them.
Yes, by beating
and they really
them.
beat
So they are also
us.
helping me by men arresting me, beating us up, and imprisoning me with men because it is to keep me alive.
But to some
Otherwise,
extent, they are helping
they
you because we saw Yasin Kauma in 2017 in Arua, your place. He was killed just like that. So don't you think sometimes
Maybe
they
they
are
were
actually helping you?
I passed that because it is not a joke.
Yes.
Right now, as we talk, there is even an assassination sanction for me. So I wouldn't want.
Assassination. That is a very big claim,
It is.
Doctor.
Yeah, it is. It's not a claim. I have it on my phone. I can forward it to you. Yeah. So please, those things are very serious. Take it from me.
Yeah, because I've really seen that in African settings. Power struggle is something that is really so serious.
But doctor, will the Ugandans ever experience rule of law?
Yes, we will.
That is
Yes, we will. We are determined that this anarchy, the political, the militarization, the monetization, the enticement, the abductions end. They end immediately because they have we are a republic.
Yes.
We're a sovereign state.
True.
Okay?
Yes.
I was born in 1961. This year I make 60.
Wow.
We saw what it is to respect a human being, to respect life. But we've degenerated. In fact, you remind me there's a cartoon that is moving on. They say, no, this government is promising to secure the future.
Oh, yes.
But when you ask them about the present, they will talk about the past. So we need to work on it, to work for and on it. Because the rule of law, respect for human beings, lives, respect for property,
Yes.
okay?
Doctor.
And even tolerance. It's a coexistence.
Yes.
It is something that should come naturally.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, true.
Not
It
fast.
is a civic duty. But now we have degenerated into military. The state has degenerated into military, and rightfully somebody said that when the only solution tool you have is a hammer, every problem now looks like a nail. You start. That's where we have reached politically.
You start hammering
Yes,
everywhere.
you hammer this one, you hammer that one, you hammer the other one.
But is that sustainable, hammering people?
But should it be sustained, first of all? Should it?
No.
We should not even have, first of all,
reach to that.
so how do we reach there? We condemn it. There's no space for militarization in Uganda. We're a sovereign state. We all have the voice, and we are doing your part, okay?
Yes.
So we need, and we continue to challenge it, and people are paying the price with their lives. People are dying. People are killed. People are abducted. People, our voices, we're supposed to keep quiet. We are to be intimidated, not even to wear red. Mine I didn't wear because I do not, it is dirty.
Yes.
Okay? So we must challenge it. The Ediment Mutues are paying the price.
the
Many women
Many
who are left,
Ugandans
who are
left.
widows, the missing persons, the mothers who are, they are paying the price. So our role is to ensure that we continue to speak out about it. We continue to challenge it. I like it that the Women's Day says choose to challenge. The Commission on the Status of Women this
This Women's Day.
the hashtag is choose to challenge. So I am calling upon everybody to choose to challenge, because first to rob you of your mind and free thinking, they instill fear.
Yes.
People are so afraid. If I call somebody, they will say, no, I don't even know where to receive your call. You
Yes.
see, that's where we have degenerated into fear. We are now captured. Okay, we must regain our freedom,
Doctor,
our power. One,
yes.
two, choose to challenge in whatever way you can do it. Okay?
Yes.
Acceptable is unacceptable. Yes, we can create, and we will create a new Uganda that respects human rights, that respects the rule of law, that implements constitutionalism. It is actually in the NUP constitution. Yes, we will, and yes, we are going to do it.
But Doctor, is it, you've talked about all these challenges that you have gone through, people are being beaten, people are being killed. Do you think that is why you people are now silent? NUP is no longer saying anything?
Right now I am talking.
Yeah, you're talking, but I'm saying
Right now I
the
am
organizational
talking.
structure is no longer, after you took the case from court, we've not had anything from the national unity platform.
Were you with
that
us
says-
when every time we even have people coming from the communities, from the regions, visiting? Usoga team was, did you watch them?
Yeah, but that is just visiting.
No,
Doctor.
did you? No. Did you hear their conversation? Can you learn to listen?
Yeah.
You only wait to talk. That is your problem. Okay? Learn to listen
Yes, Doctor.
and have the patience to listen.
Yes.
Because actually a lot of feedback was you are such an amateur that you do not even know how to lead the person. Okay? That was the feedback I got. You make people struggle with you. It is not. Allow me build my conversation and information. Try to relax. Give him some water. So, yes.
But
Give
Doctor,
him water.
you have not
Excuse me.
answered my
Excuse
question.
me. I'm going to answer.
Yes, please.
We are not silent.
Yeah.
That is why I was up northern Uganda.
Yes.
We are in action, rebuilding our confidence, because people's confidence have been shattered by the many abductions. We've
Yes.
just finished that. Okay? Take that very serious from
Swearing
me.
in is in 2 months, Doctor.
Excuse me.
President Museveni is going to be swearing in 2 months.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes, Doctor.
Do not let me pick a gun right now and put it on your head.
Oh,
Don't.
okay.
Don't, okay? Do not. We are not silent. We are challenging the status quo. Okay? We are not silent. Yeah, we are not. That's why we are mobilizing the communities to regain their power. People are very powerful. People are very angry. Okay? Yes, we are not silent. The Busoga team came and committed, reassured the nation of their need to reclaim their victory.
Okay.
Northern is also going to be coming. Okay?
Yes.
Western is bleeding. Buganda is bleeding. Do not take people's silence for granted. That's all I can tell you right now. But learn to listen.
But doctor, still on that topic, before we really continue, you've said the people have been coming to talking to Mr. Chagulanyi.
I have not said people have come.
Rephrase it.
Rephrase it. Hearsay is inadmissible. I have not said people have come. You have. I don't know where you have been. Where does this guy live?
Doctor, you're not giving
Because
me
he is
time to really,
he is not. You know when you say you have been saying it is an allegation, and I will not tolerate it.
But you say the people who have come to meet, the people from Busoga came to meet Chagulanyi.
I have not said
home,
people did come.
Yes.
Okay? You should have said, yes, we have seen.
Yes.
You know when you say you have heard.
Doctor, that is a handful of people. They're not even more than 100 people.
Take it as you want. Please, can we progress with something that is progressive? I do not want to degenerate with somebody who is stuck in ignorance.
Farida, you can go. You can really go on.
Yeah, if somebody is so stuck in ignorance, that is very good. Let me leave. Let him live in his world. Let us move. Let us move. No. Let us move. Let us move on.
On the ongoing kidnaps, they speak of Parliament, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, some ministers to appear before Parliament and explain to the House why the kidnaps and who is fueling it. And to our surprise, the ministers refused to appear.
Are you surprised?
As a lawyer, is this a sign that the government is it communicating anywhere? We want to see that lens of a lawyer on this situation, on that action of the ministers failing to appear before Parliament on the ongoing kidnaps, and it is an outcry that is in the country. It is the leading thing that is there, that people are talking about. Mothers are crying, sisters are crying. We are experiencing widows, people are being kidnapped and dumped dead.
These ministers, by the way, to appear or not to appear,
it doesn't.
It's about power. It's about power and respect. Okay? Do the ministers respect and feel that the speaker is powerful? I'm putting it back to you.
Maybe
you are from
no.
the media. You are from the media.
Maybe no.
2, when I was arrested, let me talk about power and who really controls decisions and who people pay allegiance. People like him pay allegiance. Is one man, the President Museveni, plus his few people. When I was arrested, they were even saying, now we have arrested her, what do we do? What do we do? We reach the police station. They were orders and powers from above. You know, powers from above. For me now, I think I will have to run away because I don't want anything to. People are powerless. People wait for the orders from above. Even when we were at the military court martial, you know, they were waiting for an order from somewhere. So is Kadaga in that line that can command, that can really, it actually confirms, not even confirms, manifests the level at which we have degenerated as a nation. Distanced from state institutions to individual allegiance. Okay?
Yes.
So, the ministers must now be consulting. And this is not the first time anyway it has happened like that. They are now going to have another caucus somewhere in the State House, and then, you know it.
That actually,
okay? That's how we have degenerated as a state to an individual. The rest are puppets.
If power is concentrated within hands of a few people, that actually indicates that we do not need the parliament, because whatsoever they will be passing in that house will not matter.
Well, we need parliament. The three arms of government need that independence. Okay? The judiciary, the legislature, and the three arms of government, the judiciary, the legislature. You know, I'm still on his case. So those three arms of government need to ensure, and the executive need to make sure that they're independent. The structures need to be put in place. Our institutions have gone to the dogs and the dogs have come to them. You know it. Yeah. Even parliamentary decisions, will people go to Chankwanzi first of all. And then when a position is agreed, it is tabled. So I think she needs to also caucus and... But I mean, this is how sad we have degenerated. But of course she has her powers. And I know she's a very assertive person. Yes, I know. She will definitely take the next action and use the law and her mandate. Yes.
Talking about
it's about accountability. Yeah.
Talking about the judiciary not being independent, could that be the reason why you withdrew your petition? Because maybe it is controlled somewhere and you knew the results? And how has this affected you as the NUP party?
You know, rather than condemn, I have just come from a training of non-violent communication. That's why I found his communication very offensive, disrespectful. Yeah. And when I saw yesterday, actually, on the advert, he was not going to be part of the team. I was very excited. Yeah. And yeah, I find, so non-violent communication, do not judge somebody. Do not put me on the spot simply because you think it has to be your agenda or no agenda. Okay? You have to box somebody into a corner. I don't get boxed in a corner. I box you back in your own corner. So, the degeneration has happened over time. Constructively, by the way. Constructively, and so it is a structure that has been caught by the deliberate weakening of state institutions. Okay?
Yes.
So an individual in the judiciary may, or even more, may struggle, but if the system itself, if the structure itself is like the doctors, we have very good doctors in the hospitals, but look at the condition of the hospitals. Like teachers, we are very good, but look at the state of the schools. There's one in my own village, you even wonder. So, if you are given the wrong tools, when you are going to dig, and then they give you a panga, instead of going to, you know, yes! So it's about overhauling, consciously, deliberately, the whole structuring, and focusing on strengthening institutions. Yeah. And it's not about being judgmental. It's about learning to communicate it positively. Okay? We need positive communication. The world is, Uganda is hurting. So you now even want to add fire to that heart. I will not take it. I will not. Okay? I will not. Learn, yeah. We now need to communicate respectively. We are hurting, we're emotional. Yeah.
Edgar, Karuhanga, how are you?
I am okay. Yeah, but this is how it's always when I'm
with
Dr.
Be always.
Lina Zedriga. And, but at the end of the day, the questions I really ask, I don't ask them from a biased point of perspective.
You are very, very biased, very disrespectful.
But then I use the words of an individual. Like today, I'm going to, like, about the system, and Mr. Chagulanyi came out and said he's going to beat President Museveni in his own game with his own system. So it is a question to Deputy Principal, and I hope she doesn't find it offensive.
And when did we finish the elections?
We will finish them on the 14th of January. By 17th, the election.
And today is what?
Today is the 3rd of
So
March.
you expect right now Chagulanyi to have the systems in order, the
No.
military. Didn't you see the militarization imported from all over?
But doctor, you
But
expected
why does
this.
this guy behave
Didn't
as
you
if he's not?
expect this,
Why
doctor?
doesn't he?
Doctor,
Why,
didn't you expect
why
this?
would
Because
we have to?
I'm going to give you an example why some NUP should expect this. When you launched your electoral roadmap, that was way back in 2018 when Mr. Chagulanyi came out to really say that I'm going to come and vie for power.
Yes.
From that time he did the roadmap, he has had a lot of subjections from the security, from the state system itself, from the police, from the military. We saw one of his personal drivers being killed, and many of his friends have been killed. Then I think this is what the NUP expected while they are coming into.
Why should we expect violence when we are going into an election?
Because you
Sincerely,
talk
why
about
should
the
we?
system, doctor,
Why
haven't
should
you?
you, for example, why should I prepare to kill a baby when I'm going to deliver the baby? Why would I connive with the midwife? Why? Eh?
But
Why? No,
unfortunately, it's our state, doctor. You've been talking about this.
refrain. We
You've been talking
cannot,
about
we
this
cannot
yourself.
be going for preparing for an election,
Yes.
and then we're also preparing for military. This man, the president,
Yes.
even his own military, to him was not enough.
Yes,
You have
he had
seen
to
how
bring
he
in
has imported.
commandos.
Now, how would you have expected us to expect that he would be importing? Sincerely, grow up. Grow up
Doctor,
and be a Uganda.
They've beaten
I have
many of your
refused.
people.
I have refused to think that I would be planning for President Museveni to be importing people from Angola, from South Sudan. No,
Then that brings
for an
me to-
election,
then that
I
brings
have
me-
refused.
Then that brings me to a point that, are you ready for taking power in this country?
Very ready.
You don't-
Watch my
you
lips.
don't sound
Very
doctor, to
ready.
me.
Please be saying that.
You really
Very,
don't sound,
very
You
ready.
don't really sound ready.
Take your side, I take my side. That's why I'm here on
Because
DigiTalk.
if you
That's
say
why
you-
I'm
Doctor,
here on
if you
DigiTalk
say you are ready,
talking
and my
about
viewers
this.
are here.
That is why I've
If-
refused to be bought.
Yes.
That is why there are many people in prison. We are very ready not only to take up power, but to claim our
when you're
victory.
fighting President Museveni, you're
I
fighting
rest
the
my
police,
case. I
you're
rest
fighting
my
the
case.
army. You know that you're fighting the
I
army.
rest
and
my
fighting
case.
the police.
I rest my case
You're
with
fighting
you.
the state.
I rest my case.
Doctor,
Well, this is a really fruitful discussion.
Doctor, you talked about rebuilding institutions to as a means of challenging the degeneration that has been there for some years. Is there any appeal to the citizens right now, or the iPod, or the members of other parties, that they should join hands in doing a particular thing towards?
Is there an appeal? Why are you distancing yourself? What are you doing? I like JF Kennedy. It's about the internal examination. What are you yourself doing? Okay? Because you have, like, Uganda is a distance thing. It's about Lina and NUP. My dear, when the journalists were being beaten, so it is everybody's duty. That's why I'm saying change your mindset and be inclusive. That's what I am demanding of you too. Okay? I've now actually added you. Hey.
Okay, doctor, at just 55 minutes past 7 a.m., it is really a deep discussion. We have Dr. Lina Zedriga. She's the Deputy Principal of the National Unity Platform. She's here with us with the Mighty Drive. We're going to go in for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to be looking at these things, looking at what is going to be in the public court, looking at the Supreme Court itself, the cases of withdrawing the petition. We're going to be looking at the ladies in the National Unity Platform. What is their plan? What is happening there? And many more, questions will be
By the way,
posed
we're also
to
going to
our
talk
very-
about the Women's Day.
Yes, the Women's Day that is due.
We're going to talk about. I would
8th.
like us to make sure this thing is constructive.
Yes.
Because right now it is negative.
All right, let's go for a
Not
short
working.
commercial break. And
Yeah,
when we
it's
come
not.
back, Dr. Lina Zedriga is still on set with us. My name is Edgar Karuhanga, Edgar Mathew Karuhanga, and I'm with Farida Bikobere. This is the Mighty Drive. Good morning.
How could you expect us to be preparing for military? Edgar, that is very
But doctor,
disrespectful.
You know why?
No,
it is,
no,
why,
no,
why
no,
it
no.
is-
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Have you held a peaceful demonstration by holding a placard or won a shot communicating about injustices? Is it a speech about rights? Are they for women, children, youths, people with disabilities, elderly, environmental or lands? Do you know you're a human rights defender? Are you threatened, harassed, intimidated, illegally arrested, detained, tortured or imprisoned as a result of defending rights? If you have experienced any of the forementioned, please reach out to National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders Uganda for assistance on their toll-free number 0800 100 250 or visit their offices located in Ntinda, Kampala, Semawata Road. Defending rights is constitutional. Please don't shy away.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Have you read a book that makes you want to shout the title from a rooftop? If you haven't, then here is that book. The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and Government by retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. Renowned Kenyan jurist and panelist Professor P.L. Olumumba and many other amazing speakers will grace the event. Do not miss the book launch on March 26th, 2020. Have you read a book that makes you want to shout the title from a rooftop? If you haven't, then here is that book. The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and Government by retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. Renowned Kenyan jurist and panelist Professor P.L. Olumumba and many other amazing speakers will grace the event. Do not miss the book launch on March 26th, 2021, 2 p.m. at Imperial Royal Hotel. The ticket comes with a book. All this at just 200,000 shillings. Call 0702 9000 76 or 0783 04 7785 to get the book or follow up on the launch. This event is organized by Alternative Digitalk in partnership with retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Ochala by the Mighty Drive. Your program here every day, Monday to Friday, sawa emu yokumacha paka atawa sato. Nenga tete tunadda ye wa Dr. Njagala okubategeeza nti we have a book launch that is going to happen on the 26th of this month. It will be the last Friday of March at Imperial Royal Hotel. The author of the book that we are launching is retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. I was surprised yesterday when I was calling someone for the book launch and he was like, what do you mean? Professor died sometime back. Is he going to launch the book from the grave? And I'm like, no. So but Kanyehamba is dead. The man is still alive. He will be at Imperial Royal Hotel on the 26th of this month. So we atanafuna ticket yonko gamba yangu irizako. Tickets are running out. We are only limited to a certain number of people that should attend the event. So yangu wako ofune ticket. Your tickets are going for 200,000 inclusive of the book. The title of the book is The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and the Government. Munange waletaze okumanya ku mateeka naddala gwe omwana ali mukola amateeka oba gwe lawyer ali mu practicinga. So we say munange yangu wako okime ticket yo nga ate obudde tebunagwa. Tickets are going for 200,000 inclusive of a book. Oba ayagala okumanya information about the launch or about the event okutuukirira enamba zino wammanga oba kubako oba agenda ku page yaffe ku Facebook the Alternative Uganda owandike message tugenda kubanga ate munaye tukunoonyako. You can call 0702 9076 or 078304 7785 okumanya ebisingawo ku eyo event. Ate gwe munange omulwanyirizi w'eddembe watulugunyizibwa otiisibwa wali ovaayo oyogeddeko oba ne bakwata wasibibwa nga tekiri mu mateeka oyagala kuvaayo okulwalira ddembe ly'abantu naye otidde olina kyoyagala okwebuuza in that line. Munange aba National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders bagamba ko webali bajja kuyamba, they can give legal advice, basobola ate n'okuyambako financially gwe munange ebyenfuna bye ebyakosebwa ng'oli mu kukola emirimu egyo ng'olwanirira eddembe ly'abantu. Bagamba batuukirire wali ku offices zaabwe Entinda ku Semawata Road. Osobola obatuukirira ku offices zaabwe Entinda ku Semawata Road oba obakubira ku simu yaabwe etali yakusasulira. Teweetaga airtime ng'okuba kwene essimu, so si yakusasulira. What you need is a phone and a line. Ng'okuba bajja kukwata basobole ate okubanga abakuwa obuyambi bwonna abaweetaze. Enamba eri 0800 100 250 0800 100 250 aba National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders agamba bakubireko bajja sobola okubanga ate bakuyamba okwe omulwanyizi w'eddembe y'obuntu. So we are still on the Mathew Drive with Dr. Lina Zedriga, the Deputy Principal of NUP. So munanga inebi both of you on our Facebook Live was comment section. Take up your questions to gena kwanga te to bisoma. Dr. gena kwanga bidamu in the next 30 minutes, last 30 minutes of our show. I take we mona fe ayandi agade okula kusima. Our studio line is 0789 017 145 0789 017 145. Osobola okutukubirako nobeera nti ate oyogerako ne Dr. Butere from studios. Karuhanga.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Shattered.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
You are laughing at us. We can take
Yes.
it.
Yeah, you can take the smile for.
A smiling face is always good. You said we were going to look at. I think let us first discuss the Women's Day thing because I am a woman and I am.
But before I go to the Women's Day, I would like, you know, in court when you do cross-examination, you have to do a re-examination, okay?
Oh, yes.
To rebuild the confidence of the team.
Yes.
One, when we prepared for the elections and we went with our candidate for the nominations and we had our parliamentary and local government elections and so on, we were implementing the constitutional civic participation.
True.
That is why I got very concerned and emotional when Edgar was telling us we should have prepared militarily or expected, okay? Or expected it. We decline that. Our national unity platform is non-violent. And we chose it because we know power belongs to the people. Actually, the ballot is more powerful than the gun. Very, very powerful. Very powerful. Right now, many of the candidates who trumped up their victory are no longer in the communities. You saw. One was actually sent away from a funeral.
Yes.
You see, that's the power, how powerful it is. So they militarized that, because this is police, military, and so on, we should have prepared militarily. No, by choice and by our constitution, we're a non-violent political party, social democratic. We are not going to respond to the militarization with militarization because it is our constitutional provision, and it is by choice that we have appealed, and we have also gained the confidence on the people of Uganda and beyond. Yes, so I wanted that to come out. We refuse, we decline, we condemn any military violent preparation. We condemn it.
The 8th is Women's Day.
Yeah.
And we have seen women in NUP coming out, outshining the men, getting involved in leadership positions, getting involved in the many activities that maybe the community could have thought men should have done that. We want to, first of all, to applaud these women for the work well done.
Like who? Give an example, because I would like, yeah, because you are a bit generic. Yeah.
I know what was right. One, you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Two, you were very many 16
Yes.
contestants.
Yes.
And you won.
Yes.
I want to congratulate you
Yes.
once again, because you are a young girl. Wakulirawo mukatanga. Ogwa omuntu ali ordinary nnyo gwe twandyagadde a community labireko nti from down you can come out and be a useful person. Kemekisha Shalon munange kansala we wandege
Era.
Oyo wa NUP gwesookeddeko mu banupu ddala abakyala, because oyo ye mumanyi nnyo okuva gy'avudde since afudde mu buto ng'atoba mpaka kati waali, ate n'embeera gye yalimu mu campaigns ze, she had no money, but she believed in the power of the people and the ballot, and yeah, she emerged successful. We want to congratulate you and applaud you for the work well done, and we seek and we ask you that you represent the people meaningfully. Munange tugende ate yo mu council ne weefaako represent the needs of the people, such that even after the 5 years they can take you back based on what you have done for them. So we are applauding every woman in any leadership position. Abafuddeyo abayambi abantu mwenna ng'oli mukyala this Women's Day tubagamba nti mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala, ate nammwe abakyala ababadde mu bifo bino tubasaba nti mulete abalala, mentor some other young girls, oba mubawe space. You have stayed in these positions for some time. Give space to these young girls to take up the roles. Let them exercise their abilities, because they are young girls and we believe they have the skills that can help them do what you are doing now. So tubasaba busabye abakyala abadde mu bifo ebyenjawulo, mentor and give space. You mentor and give space, because it wouldn't be meaningful if you mentor someone and then nobeera mu kifo ng'ate kati bo mentarinze tebalina we you are causing jam. So oba osavinzeeko, we say thank you very much. Abawe space, abalala nabo babeereko ne kye bakolera ensi yaabwe. Edgar, what do you know about Women's Day and what is your message before we go to Dr. Lina Zedriga?
Okay, yeah, before we go to, I would like to first of all wish them a happy Women's Day in advance. First of all, I've been raised by a lady, a single mother. That is a special shout out to her.
Thank you, Mom.
Then my siblings are all, I have only one brother, and the other three are all girls. So basically, I really have a special feeling to these women, and that's why I really wish them a happy Women's Day in advance. And I wish that 8th would be a fruitful day for all of them.
Yeah, we pray it does be that way. Doctor, we would like you to first give your insights about the Women's Day, your encouraging messages, because I know you are a positive viber.
Yeah, thank you so much. As we transit a bit, and then we will go back, because that is the reality of our station, our situation in Uganda, unfortunately. So the theme for this year globally, the International Women's Day, is actually women in leadership and equal future in a COVID-19 world. Women in leadership and equal future in a COVID-19 world. And the Commission on the Status of Women, has this hashtag for activism. It is choose to challenge, because this theme, which celebrates very tremendous efforts by women and girls around the world in shaping a more equal future and recovery, okay? But the women's movement, even the day we are celebrating internationally, did not come on a silver platter. It also rests on the lives and deaths, blood and sweat of a number of women. It's about celebrating these gains and also celebrating the challenges and coming up to reflect. In Uganda, The 1995 Constitution, very mutilated, but Article 32 talks about the affirmative action, which is actually a confession, that their traditions, their customs, their practices, their laws, which undermine the dignity of women, okay, and girls. There are many. So affirmative action recognizes that discrimination and cultural practices which has very negatively impacted not only on the women and girls but also on the society, also on men and boys, okay? So this year is more challenging and more real because of the COVID situation. COVID has affected women and girls very disproportionately. If you have followed, many girls are now pregnant.
True.
Yeah?
Yes, true.
Others have delivered. In fact, there's an elderly lady who was speaking and says, but now they are saying we are going to take the girls back to school. Most of them are pregnant. Are we going to get these girls back to school, or what, are we going to wait for the other ones to grow? Definitely the COVID has created even more imbalance, especially for women and girls. Domestic violence against women reported, and it rose so much. So now talking about an equal future with this imbalance which has been created generationally, okay, and education is one of the tools that would actually put affirmative action in place. But now COVID and even its implementation, okay, so for us we need to continue to choose to challenge. We are not supposed to be provoked to challenge. It's to come from me, it's to come from you. And of course we in a society we need each other, we need everybody, our institutions, our socialization, the faith-based organizations, cultural organizations and institutions. We need to make sure that we address this consciously. We address it from the heart, not from the stomach. We do not now start calculating and thinking, oh, this will bring us so many billions which we can, no. So women, we need to challenge this reality and put in place measures that are going to definitely balance this imbalance. Yes, the message is we should not lose hope. The message is when we're together, we plan in utmost good faith. Even conversations, when we hold conversations in utmost good faith, it benefits, it develops, it grows. But when we start now militarizing a civic space, then even in our conversations, it degenerates. So for me, I want to celebrate all the women, and I would like us to continue to support one another, encourage, put in place measures that are women-driven, that actually advance the agenda, not patronizing the whole place, not monetizing it, not militarizing it. Yeah, and I want to celebrate all the women out there, all the unsung heroes out there.
Never lose hope is the message from Dr. Lina Zedriga. But before we go back to the other issues, I really want
the real one, the crux of the matter. Yes.
I really want to talk something about affirmative action.
Yes.
Women have come out asking for equality,
yes,
equal opportunities, and you always still want, because I am a woman, affirmative action. But even those that are in the positions of affirmative action have stayed there for so long. How long should one stay in a position of affirmative action, or do we really need affirmative action as women?
I would like just to correct something. When you said women have come asking, no, by our very birth and identity as women, we do not even have to ask. It's a right. Asking is like it's a favor, give it to us, and so on.
Right, but
no, we are demanding. It is not asking.
Okay.
We are demanding for the implementation. Yes, affirmative action, 1995 Constitution, takes cognizance of the disproportionate effect of the discriminative laws, okay?
Yes.
But cultural practices, as you rightfully said, still, some of them are still very, very strong. Among others, there's still bride price, much as Mifumi case outlawed the payment of bride price, you know, and said it should. But our issue here is about education, okay? Our issue here is not to address the symptoms, but to constructively let society implement, not even the women themselves, okay? To take cognizance, like he has done. He says he was brought up by a mother. We need to document this experience and celebrate her. These are the unsung heroes, okay? So it's not about the Linas and the who have the opportunities and platforms like this to speak. It's for every woman, and especially that one there who is carrying charcoal stove on her head in the streets of Arua to put food on the charcoal head. I mean, charcoal stove on the head with hot water, by the way, and with the baby on the back. She's going to sell this at the park or at the border stages. Okay, those are the women that we need to say we choose to challenge this. Should that remain? Should her daughter also grow up and do what she's doing? Really, as the society is watching on and moving on? No, we need to choose to continue to challenge. And we also need to be practical. What are some of the means to implement affirmative action better? Okay? And about the women and the affirmative seats in parliament, we have talked about it. Many people have talked about it. The objective of the affirmative seat was to strengthen people like that because of this culture. You are not supposed to speak in public and so on. You have a comparative disadvantage. So let us have affirmative seat for 1 or 2 seasons, and then we get you to run in the direct seat. I ran on the direct seat in 2015 by choice. And of course, politics is about power. Sometimes the women have very hard choices. I know whom we are talking about. They are very. I even know one who in Lira who had been winning direct seats, but now is on the affirmative seat. We would call it degenerating, but for the language of the public, we'll say transiting now and remaining there. So we need to definitely revisit. Is that really realizing the objective of the affirmative seat? That Lina, who has been in parliament 4 or 5 times and then now goes back on the affirmative seat? I think not. So how can we, rather than condemn the women, because they are pushed to do this because of the cultures and the traditions, you understand? It is about survival. But ultimately, are we advancing the agenda, women's agenda for political participation? We actually have the women's agenda. Okay? Yes. Among other things. But how far have we gone with it? Education is very, 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 very key. If I hadn't gone to school, would I be here? No. Yeah. I would definitely not be here. So we need to take the education issues very, very seriously. And the choices we make. So we need to mentor. We need to mentor the communities and especially both the boy and the young girl child. You see? Because in Uganda, the imbalance now, let's take affirmative action in terms of education. The young man from my village, Ajia and Olevo, the primary schools there, the secondary schools there, sincerely. My daughter who went to Nabingo, the balance, is it balanced, by the way? No. So should we keep silent over that as a community? No. So it needs to be fair. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be just. So as long as it fails the just and fairness test, then also as a nation and especially as the women, we need to be addressing this consciously so that we do not continue to create an imbalance. In Kenya, actually, I'm reliably informed. The imbalance the men feel as so much that they have now actually started an organization for affirmative action for men. And it is very funded. So we are laughing, but the imbalance, we should not be shifted. the imbalance should actually be addressed sustainably. That is what my considered view is about.
Doctor, you talked about the girls who have got pregnant in this time.
Yes, please.
And it is really sad that they have
Many.
got. But are there some things that you've really, some endeavors that you've done as you as an individual, as Dr. Lina, and as the National Unity Platform to help these particular females in, through that process of maybe not helping them not to drop out of school? Is there any initiative that you've done as an individual, as a group, to help these particular girls?
Lord help me to be very positive. I am going to, by choice. I draw a lesson from a certain experience. This young man, very badly brought up, very badly brought up. And then before we knew it, in his adulthood, the mother was coming, please help us, Fida, help us. I don't know what to do with this young man and so on. When the handling of COVID was done very highly militarized and politicized, was NUP at the center of it? No. Are we doing something about it? Yes, we definitely are. The leader of the women's wing, Honorable Flavia Kalule, has in place the team of women who are not only documenting but also reaching out to these families. A number of women organizations are also doing it. UONET, among others, FIDA Uganda, Forum for Women Democracy. It's a very enormous phenomena. It is beyond NUP. Okay?
Yes.
It is beyond NUP because NUP is here, the baby, struggling with this militarization and so on. Then you are expecting that we abandon with the tear gas and so on. We are specifically now addressing as if we're in government. We would rather say, what is the government doing about this? Let's try to look at the government and the institutions. What is the Ministry of Health? What is the Ministry of Gender? What is the Ministry of Education? What is the Ministry of Internal Affairs? Police, we have the child protection units. We even have the referral. What holistically is the country doing about it? The different ministries. That should be our focus. We choose to challenge and audit what they are doing. What is the media doing about it? Because this is a very enormous challenge. It is big. It's beyond NUP.
Doctor, I would really...
Personally, have I done something about it? Absolutely. Yes. If you visit my home, I have actually picked some girls. That's at a personal level. Have I done something about it? Yes. I have encouraged the parents. Because it's very shocking also to find your 13, 14-year-old child is pregnant. They are devastating stories. Yes, saying, please, this is not the end of the world. Actually, through this challenge, you can make it a stepping stone. Okay? Link them to opportunities, link them to institutions. But of course, with this COVID and the political situations, it has been very tedious.
Yes.
It has been very challenging, but we are not sleeping. We are challenging the situation. We are choosing to challenge. We are choosing to make the best out of, a very, very turmoil situation. Yes.
And still on that point of the girls who have really got pregnant during this time.
Yes, sir.
The education sector and the minister came out and said this. They should accept these girls to sit for the papers, for their senior 4 papers and senior 6. But
Yes.
we have seen some schools, which is so sad, that some schools have refused these girls from sitting.
You see, now if a ministerial directive is denied by a school.
So how best to help these girls? Because now if the school also refuses, saying that it's going to be an example to the others and it will be an encouragement for them to do the same, is it really...
Profile. We don't, profile these cases and the schools. We take it even on the person-to-person basis. We can sue these schools. Yeah. We are not going to start having people's emotional whatever like Lina's and what. No. This was a ministerial, first of all, the girls getting pregnant, it was not even their choice. It is a societal, it was a phenomena. Now, why are they being sentenced and condemned, for something that was beyond them? Okay? So it's only right and proper that they are allowed to sit these examinations. If there's an alternative, in the meantime, we make sure they do not miss to sit the papers. And then we expose. Expose! Yes. Let's expose these schools. Why are they doing it? Yeah? So we really have to do an audit. Yeah. Yes.
Still about the women, let's talk about the women in parliament. The women in parliament were suggesting that there are some positions that should be really given to women, like that of the vice president. They are saying they really need to, maybe they should be given to a woman. What's your take on that, Dr. Lina? Do you think we should really make this one?
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. The affirmative action demands not only even the vice presidency, even the judiciary, all institutions to balance. It is a constitutional provision. It's not the women saying, it's a constitutional provision that the society has decided because it is to ignore. They're actually abrogating a constitutional provision. Actually, we should be challenging these realities in court. Okay, we should. Why? Why wouldn't they appoint women in those positions when they committed themselves to make sure that the Article 32 is in place? Why? It's a failure. It's actually, for me, women should not be demanding for that. It should come as a constitutional provision. Why should we labor? It's not a favor. It's a right. It's not a favor. It's a right. So, by not having the women in those positions, the whole system is wronging the community and itself. So we need to right these wrongs.
Doctor, I think I should chip in my question. I thought you had another one, but let me first.
No, it's okay. You can chip in.
We would really want to hear you. What is your stand
in
regards to the proposed amendments or from the 5 years to 7 years of the members of parliament, one as a lawyer and two as the deputy?
First, it is the most selfish move. It's a very selfish move to even attempt and think about it. That the term limit only for parliament, by the way.
Yes.
How about for the rest?
By the way.
These are moves that are not thought through, that are not consultative. Who are they? Is that the will of the people? The people the citizens who voted, who gave them the confidence, the mandate. Is that what that common woman is saying in Nigeria? That they should be there for? Is that what the common woman, the man is saying in Ibusi and in the dust there? Is that it? The lady here we are approaching Kaleru, is that what they want? So it's a selfish and consulted and it's the most selfish thing I would ever think about. And I think it must fail ab initio. That is my take.
If so, you were in power.
Yes. I'm
going
going to be in power
president
of the Republic of Uganda, the new Uganda.
How would you handle the cost of government? Or first on administration, let us look at the parliament. How big would you wish your parliament to be?
I don't even know whether I came with that flyer that we developed. First of all, it will not be my government. No. We believe it is a system. It's a political party. First of all, I would deconstruct and move away from an individual selfish motive. Okay?
Yeah.
Consultatively, what would you want? Yes. Like in Kenya, in other, the government is lean. what is the use of all these state ministers? 40 how many? I was even told, I was watching a clip by Honorable Seungu. He was saying that on floor of parliament, he says that even right now, some of the ministers of state do not know each other. If they are put on the bombardier, they would not fit. Okay, that's a lighter. We also have fun. We also have fun. Yes.
Where do these ministers come from? Because the constitution
They
mandates
are
18.
appointed.
But the constitution says the ministers should be 18, not more than
You see?
ministers.
You see?
But I'm telling you, you have
The cabinet minister 40 something. Yeah, you also don't know. I also don't know because tomorrow they'll appoint another one. I think even for Lina, and because she's so you know. So it is quick fixing. Certain situations she has failed here, so later when you do an audit with due respect, by the way, with due respect, I want to be very positive. Okay, so our constitution, we have a constitution. NUP has a constitution, which among others provides for a lean, manageable, cost-effective ministerial and other structural things. Okay, we believe in strong institutions rather than individuals who are not even strong. You know, some of the presidential advisors that have never advised, some of the ministers do not even know, and no wonder they do not know each other. Okay, so for us institutionally as a political party, we believe very strongly in scaling because the cost,
it's too much.
the cost is killing you and me. That's why maybe I'm overstressed. The cost which I'm offloading. So we must deliberately, constructively, sustainably, consultatively bring the numbers down and balance, you know, at the lower levels, and then strengthen the institutions. That for sure would be, as you know, I'm also the chairperson of the disciplinary committee. As a disciplinary issue, I would, I think, do make sure that we implement it to the latter in terms of the lean ministerial, and not only even the numbers, but even the luxurious fleets of cars, expensive, and then the taxpayer is struggling. Yes, so we need to look at that, and so definitely, because we need our country and our people holistically, you know, to enjoy.
Talking about this unconstitutionalism, as I told you, the constitution emanates over 18 ministers, but we have over 40.
Yes.
And the constitution does not mandate for any, military wing called the SFC. But we are having an SFC here. So, because of these things that are really not supposed to be done, but they are there. What next? What should the parliament do? Because the parliament really does not know an SFC, doesn't know that ministers are supposed to be for the but actually since they are there, how do we do this?
I think our role is now to choose to challenge. Our role is to hold the appointing authorities accountable. In fact, why don't you host him one of these days and you ask him these questions? Why don't you? We choose to challenge. Yeah, it's and for us who have accepted it, you know, we have silently aided and abetted it. So we must choose to challenge. We must choose to audit and say no. Here, let us wake up, you know. And then on our part, as communities, as citizens, why did we fail to challenge this? Because we are now being taken for a ride. If you choose to challenge, before you know it, they are coming for you and say, we're giving you 10 billion. Not even 10 billion, we're giving you 500 million. So you will keep quiet. You see? You will keep quiet.
Of course.
Yes, with 2 vehicles and so on. So how now we need the mental state of dependency and hand me down and quick fix. We need to work with our hearts and say we are holding this battered country in trust. For those who are not yet born and those that are dead, we are owing it to them. It's not about you, it's not about, but you are holding it in trust. So what do you want to hand in trust? A tattered Ugandan? Definitely not. Isn't it? So we need to choose to challenge these realities and awaken
those sleeping.
Tomorrow, Thursday, the court is expected to give its pronouncement.
Yes, yes,
In regards to your petition withdrawal.
yes.
If so, they grant your withdrawal of the petition. And now the case is in the public court.
Hey, actually, I should have.
What is expected of the people in this public court?
You know, you can't predict or force or influence public decision, people's decision. You can't influence it. Even in election rigging, you can't. You may win the war, but you may not win the battle. I mean, you may win the battle, but you may not win the war. Okay? So, what we expect is when we take it to the people, they will subject it to their free and fair processes. That is what I expect from the people. And how that manifests, none of us can predict.
Okay, as a lawyer, as a lawyer, can you please throw more light to that one watching you, that how does the public court work? How is it the system of the public court? How do they give a verdict, and what is the procedure?
The public court works with the heart, not with the stomach. The public court works in trust and in the best interest. The public court works in free and fairness. That is how it works. It cannot be influenced or bought or intimidated. That is how it works, as far as I know.
My God help me. As I ask my question.
No, I'm okay. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm very excited now. Yes, ask any now. Ask.
When you, the NUP party,
Yes.
ran to courts of law over the
We didn't run. We walked there.
over the Chibalaba case.
Yes.
And you won.
Yes.
That time,
Yes.
the court was not biased.
Uh-huh.
And now, the same round, you go to court again over your petition. And then before we know it, you have withdrawn. And you say, now the court is biased. When does the court be biased? I really want to
Absolutely.
Yes, to hear this from a
Yeah.
lawyer.
Not even a lawyer, a judicial officer.
Yes.
Now on a
Judicial
sabbatical and an activist.
When
When the matter was filed, the petition was filed, there were doubts and so on. But we gave a benefit of doubt and said, no. Let us, I stayed in the background by choice also. And so, the biasness, the fair, court is not supposed to be only just and fair, but to be seen, to be just. Okay? So, what were you seeing when there were a series of events. The first one was the affidavits. No, not even affidavits. The first one, our president, who is the petitioner, was locked in his own house.
11 days.
It adds to, he was. Okay, let me take you through this journey. Militarized, we couldn't access him, we were understaffed. I'm telling you, the pictures are still live in my head, He could not access the media and so on. When they were now very sure he would not even now have the time and the means, boom, they said, okay. But of course, the lawyers did a lot, and even the public and the media. Okay, his release did not come on a silver platter. We want to congratulate everybody for the resilience and the unity. Okay, we worked together. 2, when the petition was filed, there were a number of course we had to run throughout the country to get the declaration forms and affidavits and stuff. And you are aware that a number of the declaration forms were militarily grabbed. It's also part of the evidence also. Then when after all this, the evidence is taken, the court says, in fact, it was rejected in the most casual manner. It's a sub judice issue. It was, we are not just taking it. The reason is not granted. Is that fair? Is that fair? It wasn't even subjected. So, a number. And then we see the footage that, you know, the lead person is yes. And so, is this due process really? Are you seeing it in justice? Are you seeing justice?
Yes, as a judicial officer, doctor.
Former. Yeah, now on sabbatical. Yeah, otherwise, yes.
As a former,
so, is that, but let me first just allow, be patient.
It's okay.
Be patient. So, is that fair? Is that fair?
No.
Thank you. No further questions. Edgar, please come. Tuliwa no. Uganda empia.
Dr. Lina,
Well,
as a judicial officer,
yeah?
a former judicial
Yes,
officer,
yes, I'm on sabbatical.
Why
Yeah?
is it that the MPs were given even more time to go and look for their affidavits and in order to prepare for their court case?
Yes.
They've been given, I think, 30 days, a full month, and the president is given 14 days. Yet a president has a wider constituency, a full country, and yet a member of parliament has just, I think, like a small constituency. Why is it that this law was brought in this sense?
Of course, you know, this is also about unfair play. Unfair play. The framers and the people who brought that actually need to be brought to book. Why were they given?
Why?
But I think without being judgmental, I really want to be very objective in this, in responding to this. There is definitely there, but we have also proven that where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
You know, even within those few days, we got enough affidavits. So, but then, even if I believe they were given a lot of days, would it work in the best interest of the process? Okay, of course, for me, I'm just trying to think on my feet.
Yes.
What was the objective?
Yes.
Was it fair? Was it in the best interest of the citizens? Was it in the best interest of this process, which is not only expensive but is stressful? You know, is it in the best interest? So does it pass the best interest test? It is for you to judge. Okay, so we also need to see, we choose to challenge, why is there this disparity? But of course the presidential has a higher stake. Okay, has a higher stake. They also believe the presidential, I think, has the means and the mandate, but there should have been, I don't know, what do the Ugandans think? Should there be extension? Should there be no? Because for me, it's not about my personal interest. It's not. It's about the yeah, exactly. It's about the country. Yeah.
Well, Doctor, age limit is back in Parliament, by the way. They're trying to...
I didn't even know. I was very busy burying my young people who were thrown in the river. I didn't even know, yeah, who were thrown, tied to a stone and thrown in the river. So I came just for this thing, so I may not be the way, but bring it.
Yeah, I was just informing you that the age limit is back. They want to restore back the age limits. They themselves, the parliamentarians did take away in 2005. Why do you think these things are coming?
I want to play the devil's advocate. One, you know, there's now a lot of transactions. Everything in Uganda, I see it now with another, especially coming from a polygamous family. Okay?
Yes,
so, now we need to lift the veil.
Yes.
Who is interested in bringing and opening up, reopening that conversation? What is their interest? Is it the best interest in terms of the sanity and sanctity of the presidency or the term, the limits, or is it a negotiation tool? You know, I've now started reasoning like an entrepreneur myself, you know? Who is bringing it?
Jacob both.
Huh?
Jacob both or both. One of the ministers. Yeah.
Now, who is the hidden power behind him?
Maybe he might.
Who is the invisible hand? You need to go beyond him. He may be a face. So, what? Yes. You now need to lift the veil, and then you lift the skirt, then you lift the petticoat, then you lift whatever is there to find out. Yes,
But
we
I
need to
thought
do that.
This is helping our country.
But of
to
course,
come back
it
to
is not
sanity.
his easy. Let the country, let these conversations go back
To the people.
to the people. Eh? Let the conversations be inclusive. Eh? Let it not just be a one person's, thing. Yeah, with due respect to Honorable, but I think there needs to be more engagement to it. I would call it a forensic. Is it in the best interest of this, or is it,
Somebody's
individual? Where is it supposed to lead, and what is supposed to happen in between here?
And the question still remains, many Ugandans are asking, are the term limits going to start afresh? President Museveni is going to be having fresh new term limits?
You never know.
That is a question that many Ugandans, and by the way, this is a call to the NRM cadres and other people in power. Many of them are being invited on the alternative TikTok here for the Mighty Drive, and many of them are not picking our calls, by the way. Yes, many are not picking our calls, and many are not really returning back to us. So it is an appeal to you who are watching us. By the way, if you're a leader, and we give you an invitation to the Mighty Drive, don't say that we are partisan, we only bring opposition, we want opposition. No, the NRM is also contacted, the people in power are contacted, but most of them, using mischievous ways, really sometimes don't come to address us. Doctor, we're coming to the end of the show. I think we are
already? How come you cheated me today? No.
These are good things,
Yes.
When you still
Before you giving your ending remarks,
they're not ending remarks.
I want to ask. Okay, you will ask last. When we had Doctor the first time, someone came in my inbox and asked me to ask her if she is mentoring young girls. Do you charge them? And if so, where do these
people find you? By the way, thank you so much. I not only mentor young girls, I also mentor young boys. I'm a mother of 4 sons, and biologically, but also I have when it comes to the mentorship, yes, I'm humbled and honored. I have a bit of linkage with quite a number of of these prominent women, and also in other spheres. Yes, we take mentorship very, very seriously, because I believe if during our time in the 1960s and 70s we were mentored deliberately, like Forum for Women Democracy is doing, FIDA is doing with the young lawyers, like Owonet is doing, like Mempro of Dr. Tadria actually specifically also does that, I would by now be, I don't know, very far. But we stumbled on these things and learned on the job. And this mentorship actually just about showing directions, linkages. Come we go for the launch of the book. By the way, I will be a panelist. I'm very honored. I'm very honored.
We are also
Yes, I'll be. Yes, I do, and I'm always very humble that somebody chooses and says, Lina, I would like to learn more things. And mentorship is a two-way thing. I actually get mentored more by the mentees. Yes. So it's about that communications. Yes, I'm doing that. We institutionally, Mempro is doing that. Forum for Women Democracy, I'm a member, a very ardent member. We are doing that. But of course, the others who like it to be one-on-one, I think you have my contact. Sometimes what somebody just needs to do is choose, help them to choose between law and journalism, between education and, sometimes they're at crossroads. So that will, and then also do a referral. Okay, so I'm really totally a bit undecided or confused for lack of words. Then I will be able to say, no, don't worry. He's an expert here. This is the number, And a number of them also help me. I'm at crossroads. I have this issue, and I need. This doctor is very helpful. Yeah. So and it makes people stronger. It makes us stronger. You are just lighting another candle.
So that one's also a candle coming in, so you are lighting another candle, and I'm very, very, yes, absolutely. I am humbled, and I would definitely would like to reach. My numbers are always public, the public thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So both girls and boys. Yes.
Oh, that is very good of you,
Yeah.
Edgar.
Okay, before we go, there are a lot in this generation.
Yeah.
There are many boy child.
Yes.
That are really going under a lot of persecution in marriages. They are not happy. They are also.
How can a boy child be a married man?
He can, I'm saying.
Oh,
okay,
in marriages. Okay,
yeah, in
okay,
marriages,
okay,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Sorry,
Boys
sorry.
are
I
really-
apologize.
There are
Let me
those that
listen.
are really,
Let me listen now.
There are those that are really subjected to these things, inferiority. Yeah, they're beaten. Many men, just because they won't come out because of their ego.
The men.
Yes, the men. Many men in this generation now. Doctor, how should these men also advocate for their own rights at the end of the day? Yeah, doctor, you might laugh, but this is the reality. There are men being beaten. There are men being forced to do Yes, doctor, it is true. How do we help these particular
First of all,
gentlemen also?
Thank you so much. That is very generic. First of all,
Yes.
and how they are now, we have very empowered women and stuff. And culture
Yes.
still demands that these women actually are subjected to those practices.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And
It's okay, doctor.
and
Hold for it. It's off.
it's off.
Yeah, it's
So it's unfortunate
Yes,
if
doctor.
there's that imbalance which has transcended, and the men are the victims or the survivors. It's unfortunate for them because culturally, you as a man, you say, what? I don't
How
believe
can
it
you
and
do that?
stuff, and you know.
Yes,
And even giving another example of rape in conflict. Many men have been sodomized or raped in conflict. They couldn't speak because you are supposed to be powerful. The
Yes, you
socialization
cannot.
is that, Edgar, for you, don't cry. You know, so for her it is okay to cry.
To
That
cry.
yes.
And someone was asking
So-
me, how can a man be raped?
Exactly.
Is that even possible?
It really is. So first of all, we condemn it. All any form of violence or gender-based discrimination and physical abuse, we really condemn it, and it should not happen, because every violence or every person who suffers, it affects the entire community, but the cost is to the community. So two, yes, men report for counseling. It's okay to even cry. Okay, it's okay to cry. And we have unfortunately the cultural support counseling services and institutions have actually now been left redundant. But there's need to speak, first of all, speak about it. Okay, learn to speak about it, to address it, not in a revengeful manner. What are the root causes? We need to look, because we would like to prevent any form of discrimination. And yes, men can report it. We have the police desks, and we also have the probation officers. We also have the faith-based organizations that help. You know, then we have the referral pathway. I unfortunately have had the experiences. Some of the men have actually died out of the trauma. They kept quiet, took to drinking and degenerated. By the way, high office. We are talking of at that level. So that is why any form of violence, gender-based violence, is condemned. We are all affected and infected, and yet this is not how a society should be. So my message is, we desist from it, we intervene, we give support, we don't judge them and say, what kind of man are you? Just go beat the hell out of her, or walk out of this relationship and stuff. Two wrongs don't make a right. So men learn to speak out, men learn to address it as humans, not from a point of victimhood. You know, domestic violence or violence, gender-based violence thrives on on victimhood and powerlessness, and you know, this one is, I'm the one who is earning more and stuff. But of course, I believe this proportion should be very, very few men are doing that. But when one man, we were talking that if we wanted to have family planning in a place, we should have one man conceive and deliver. You see, one man is doing that, and now there is noise. Men are suffering.
Okay, Doctor, as we come to the end of the show, as the Alternative Uganda, we have a lot of youths that are really supporting us, who are viewing us. They are they are our main market.
They should come.
What is that advice that you give to the youths out there in this day and era? And as you end, you can even add in your parting shots, your last message to the viewers.
Today we didn't have the questions and stuff. We didn't have time.
Because of
first,
time.
Yeah, okay. I want to thank, first of all, the Alternative and the Digitalk for this insightful, very engaging, very raw, you know, very raw. We do not have time to cosmetize, and you know, that's what the world wants. They want to see that Lina who is challenged, you know, by this young man. It's good. You know, we build. Each time we come out of this, we have learned something. They want to, and this is how life should be. You know, the real agatali coin fufu. You know, they are talking about it, but this is the one with the agatali coin fufu. To the youth out there, do not underestimate yourself. Do not wait that, you know, for me, I'm a young person and so on. And I've liked it that you have actually not waited. NUP is full of young people. There's one in a secondary school who came and ran for counselorship. She's a counselor, and she has got, she's I think S3 also. So there are no limits. When it's your time, it's your time. 1, 2, we can't do it alone. We need teams. We need positive influence, not negative. Use your energy constructively. Imagine and image your future, and do not limit your imagination. And please go for it, because power, decision making, whatever you need which is good in life is never given on a silver platter. It is grabbed, it is constructed, it is worked for, it is sweated for. Yes, we are living in circumstances that I did not imagine the youth would be paying. They would be killed, they would be imprisoned. What can we do? We continue to choose to challenge. We continue to be resilient. We continue to document. We continue to refuse to be bought. Do not be bought. Because whose agenda are you driving? Right now, please construct your agenda, align it with others, and create a world that you want, which is peaceful, which respects human rights, which respects life, which these challenges are there to strengthen you. It's like tea leaves. If you want very good tea, which I love so much, put it in very hot water. I want to thank all the youths out there. There's one who actually won a doctor, medical student yesterday. I want to dedicate this show to you. You have only seen me on shows, and yesterday you met me. I badly wanted this bag. I badly wanted this bag. I was coming from a church near Mulago, and he saw me admiring it. This young man who had been walking on foot, going to school, the medical school. He came to me and said, "Doctor, do you want this bag?" I said, "Yes." Said, "Please, I can pay the 10,000. This is a man who had his 10,000. But because he says this is my contribution to the struggle, this is the bag today. It's you have deconstructed the dependency. Please continue to deconstruct the dependency syndrome. You have deconstructed fear. Please let us continue to encourage one another. We want to thank each one of you, but document your story and make sure you are the one to speak about your story, not somebody else who will undermine it. I want to say thank you so much to everybody. Let us choose to challenge. Let us choose to construct. Let us choose with our hearts and not with our stomachs. I want to thank each one of you, and in a special way, no man.
Okay, Doctor, we are out of time now. It's exactly 1 minute past 9 a.m. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping it the mighty drive. We had Dr. Lina Zedriga. It was such an insightful and fruitful discussion. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us, and please do join us next time as we really unfold a lot of things. We talk about the country, how we'll develop Uganda, and how will the future generation really absorb us, and how will we affect our communities, our families, and the future generations to come. So from the entire Mighty Drive team, my name is Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. We'll be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same station, guys. My name is Edgar. I was with Farida. We had Dr. Lina Zedriga. Please enjoy your morning. Good morning. Okay.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Have you read a book that makes you want to shout the title from a rooftop? If you haven't, then here is that book, The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law and Government by retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba. Renowned Kenyan jurist and panelist Professor P.L. Olumumba and many other amazing speakers will grace the event. Do not miss the book launch on March 26th, 2021, 2 p.m. at Imperial Royal Hotel. The ticket comes with a book, all this at just 200,000 shillings. Call 0702 9000 76 or 0783 04 7785 to get the book or follow up on the launch. This event is organized by Alternative Digitalk in partnership with retired Justice Professor George Wilson Kanyehamba.
You have got to get up pretty early to go do something. We are the Alternative Dig Talk. With our mobile studios, we are redefining TV presentation just as technology is setting the pace. We are blending our approach with fresh, perspectively designed breakfast show, The Mighty Drive, informative and entertainment show, exclusive and live interviews.
We President Museveni wadde juzi namulaba apima akawunga kilo 2 tasobola kalya nini bwaba alya kilo 5 oyannema okuliisa eggwanga ne bwe limundekera.
Njagala kwebaza the Alternative Digitalk etuwadde kano ka Mighty Drive era n'abatuwuliriza bonna abali ku mikutu njagala basaba mugendo maaso n'okuwuliriza.
All given to you just a click away on your phone, tablet, laptop and smart TVs as we are streaming live on our social media platforms, on the road and on the go. We are the Alternative Dig Talk.
Have you held a peaceful demonstration by holding a placard or won a shot communicating about injustices? Is it a speech about rights? Are they for women, children, youths, people with disabilities, elderly, environmental or lands? Do you know you're a human rights defender? Are you threatened, harassed, intimidated, illegally arrested, detained, tortured or imprisoned as a result of defending rights? If you have experienced any of the forementioned, please reach out to National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders Uganda for assistance on their toll-free number 0800 100 250 or visit their offices located in Ntinda, Kampala, Semawata Road. Defending rights is constitutional. Please don't shy away.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.